How is everybody doing? This is Justin Simpers coming at you with another edition of How to Make More Money in Sales. I really consider sales like the last great equalizer frontier. Where else can you go and make that type of money? And, you either own a company or you're in sales. And that's kind of like the name of the game. Anyway. So I'm going to be doing like kind of a Thursday series on foundations, and it's obviously the word because like you build your house on foundations. It's supposed to last a lifetime, right? Foundations are really the building blocks of what it is that you're going to be putting on that foundation, right? So the big thing with me is I think one of the important foundations for sales is obviously selling something that you fully believe in. I'll give you an example. When I went into my first sales job selling timeshare, I thought it was just like the most amazing thing in the world to be able to make that type of money. I was driven by the money at the time. And then probably about 6 months into it, after, my pink bubble burst, I realized that some of the stuff that the resort was doing was more of a scam than it was anything else. So as a result of that, my sales plummeted. They went down. I went from being the top guy at the resort to being just, a regular guy at the resort. And then I went to another resort where I thought it would be better. And it was really hard for me to gain a mental platform to bounce off of. And a lot of the reasons why it was really hard for me to sustain the volume is because I did not have foundations, right? I didn't eat right. I was overweight. I wasn't working out at the time. I was purely just focused on my mind, who I'm talking to, and can I sell them? But little was focused on, the career choice or path that I was going to do. It showed. It just did. And I've had other sales jobs, lease financing, coldies, busting them out. It was, great. It was I did good. I didn't do great at that job. It was okay. But the reality of it is I didn't necessarily believe in what I was doing. And so that piece, which I feel like the biggest piece, it's really like 50-50. The foundation is you as a person, but also the foundation is your career path and choice, So like, I'll give you an example. Like when I was thinking about what kind of sales industry I wanted to go into, like I love drag racing, right? I just love it. It's fun to watch. So I was like, maybe I can go sell blowers for cars, right? Maybe I can go do that. Well, it wasn't really like a career choice that I obviously ended up pursuing, but maybe that was something that I was considering because I knew that I would believe in it, right? Well, I ended up in the mortgage industry because I just love being able to, with ethics and honesty, being able to deliver families their dream, right? And it really played well for me because that was the end goal, is to be able to sell a service that is going to benefit families in the long run and giving them the best possible option that they can have that they're going to live with for probably the rest of their lives, right? So I took to that, but anyway, there's a lot of things that you could do that are trial by fire. I'm not saying that that's a bad way to do it. It's just a different way. But I think that you need to have the career choice that you want. I feel like you need to, now obviously I'm not the fittest guy in the world, but I do work out, right? So my mind is usually pretty sharp. I eat pretty good. I mean, I have days where I blow it. Obviously, I'm not, rock star thin or anything, right? But those are the things that I do to take care of my mind, right? I'm not an alcoholic or drug addict, right? So I'm able to keep my mind clear. But it's really like revolves around picking the right industry, having all the bases that you need to have yourself on your own foundation to create like a magnetic force, right? That makes people want to work with you because you are magnanimous, right? You are magnetic. They want to be a part of that. That ultimately is where you want to end up. So if I were you and you're, starting out in your sales field, you want to figure out what you want to do, figure out what you like doing or what you feel, what would you sell that would make you feel good about, right? It's just one of those things. And there's no right way to do it. Like, I have a counterpart that I'm very good friends with, and we're both, at the top of our game, right? But if this guy walks into a room, he's suit and tie and cuffs, head to toe. You will never catch me in that. At best, I'm in a button down, tucked in, at best, right? But typically it's a polo shirt, and that's who I am. Be true to yourself. Don't play into somebody else's game. I would not act the part or act like you're looking the part without actually knowing what your part is and where you stand. And I know it sounds complicated, but really when you boil it down, it's just simple. Be true to yourself, right? Live a lifestyle that you can look back on and go, you know what? I did everything right. Don't live a lifestyle where you're looking over your shoulder the whole time. If you can avoid that, find the right career choice, then, I think that you're going to do well. You're going to do awesome, right? So you have to believe in what you're doing, and you have to be a magnet. And to be a magnet, you got to be fully in touch with yourself. It's like I'm a dork. Like I say dorky stuff all the time on email, making people laugh or cry or whatever. But I play to that. And I would encourage you to do the same. But anyway, I just kind of want to open up that foundation because your star player is the person that you need to be in touch with, and that is yourself. And if you don't know yourself, then you're lost in space. And how are you going to sell anything if you don't know who you are? I even know some guys that I would not hang out with, that I would not consider honest people, but because they know themselves so well, they are really good at what they do too. Now, anyway, long video. Hit me up on the email, jsimpers@orionlending.com. Just tell people about my YouTube channel. Follow me. Do something. Anyway, ask some questions, whatever you want to do. Thank you so much for watching, and have a nice day.